The United Nations Human Rights Council is to hold an urgent meeting about a copy of the Quran being burned outside a mosque in Sweden last week. It follows a request from Pakistan. The man who burned the Quran was an Iraqi refugee who had been granted a police permit to carry out his protest. The Turkish foreign minister says the incident raises concerns about Sweden's bid to join NATO. To talk more about that, we're joined by Ambassador Michael Salin, the former Swedish ambassador to Turkey. Thank you very much indeed for joining us, sir. And I mean, first of all, it should be pointed out that Sweden has taken in hundreds of thousands of Muslim refugees in the past 2 decades. Do you think that this incident is overshadowing your country's reputation as a safe haven for asylum seekers and refugees?
I doubt it because there are so many sort of interests, colliding interests, if you like, at stake here. So, I mean, there are so many people in Sweden that find it completely unacceptable for anyone to burn any sacred book or anything. So I don't think that we look upon this as a particular problem for Muslims reacting to this fact. But we have a huge debate having been taking place right now, whether we should, after all, find a way to forbid burnings like this. And I guess that this will be a constitutional discussion from now on. So far, it has been seen to be unacceptable to mix security-related issues with issues pertaining to fundamental rights and freedoms of assembly and expression. So I think you can count on Sweden, regardless of the intake of many Muslims into our society, and they are hundreds and hundreds of thousands now, that for other reasons, for broader reasons, we are going to discuss whether we can maintain this strict freedom of assembly and expression line.
Well, what's your own opinion? What's your own opinion? Do you think it should be banned?
I think that in any case we should be, and I'm saying this privately as a Protestant priest's son. I always hated disrespect for religion, so I can say that as my sort of private point of view, point of departure for discussing this. It is a genuine issue of basic interest colliding here, but I do think that we are leaning to, and I think that is the right thing to do, to be more restrictive in allowing these kind of things in any case, although there will be always widespread protests against any restriction. But this is how I read the trend, and this is what I think is the right thing to do.
Do you think that some countries, some governments are exploiting this incident to serve their own advantage?
Well, I would be so humble to not insinuate anything here, but of course, those that are against Sweden joining NATO, for example, in my own country, would welcome any incident which would seem to militate against that. Those that, for example, in Turkey, that would like to look for arguments to defend the position of vetoing Swedish entrance would welcome this as an extra provided argument when they are defending their position. So there are various reasons that where this could be exploited, yes, but I don't think that this will be decisive in the final analysis of this.
Well, quite, and I'm not just talking about Turkey, but also perhaps Pakistan, Iraq, Jordan, yes, and all the countries which came out to condemn Sweden.
Yeah, well, at least they condemned the act of this happening, and the government of Sweden seeing itself prevented from disallowing this. I mean, you have to have nuances ready in terms of actor analysis here. Yes, it's a big problem for us to be acted against, as was the case for Denmark a couple of years ago when the caricatures of Muhammad were the big issue at the time. So it's been a constant theme of the interaction between Muslim countries and Christian countries of sorts. So for us, we don't like to be seen to be enemies of Pakistan or Jordan or any Muslim country. So we have to deal with this. The government itself made a first step yesterday and sending out a unique proclamation condemning this act, which was very unusual for the government to do, but it did so, of course, as a reaction to all these reactions to this event. So I think we are in a process of action reaction that trying to find a harmonious synthesis at some stage. Whether it will solve the problem of Sweden in NATO before the Vilnius summit or not, that's another more narrow, more near-term issue, of course.
Yeah, it's a difficult line to walk, isn't it? Thank you very much indeed, Ambassador Salin.
Thank you for now. Thank you.